This past week, let me start by saying this. You know, I'm born and raised in Hamilton, and I go...
It's come up a few times.
It's come up a few times. I go in most weekends and visit my dad, who still lives there. He lives right near City Hall in downtown Hamilton. And we went out for a walk a couple of weekends ago, and we walked by City Hall. And if you have not done that in Hamilton lately, you will be shocked by what you find. There is a tent city, in effect, that has taken over City Hall Square. Because there are a lot of homeless people in Hamilton who have nowhere to live, and they have decided, I think in part to make a political point, that that's where they're going to live. And so, you know, I said to my dad, let's walk over and talk to some of the folks there, which we did. And I met a 35-year-old woman named Amanda who lives in a tent in that square with her boyfriend. And we had, 15, 20-minute conversation about why she's there. I asked her what percentage of the people living in City Hall Square are facing addiction and mental health issues. She said 100%. She's one of them. She had what you might call a very nice normal life once upon a time. Lived in a nice apartment, 3 kids, married, had a nice job. Something happened. She's now got addiction issues that she needs to deal with. She ended up, this is truly a portrait of homelessness that I think the column that I've written It helps us understand it better. She lost her apartment through renoviction. She couch surfed with a couple of friends for a few months and then ended up on the street and now is at City Hall Square. Anyway, the column focuses on Amanda, her efforts to get some serious housing. You're going to forgive me for saying this, but it's a terrible image for Hamilton to see all those tents in City Hall Square as you walk into City Hall. It's not a good look for the city. So I think bottom line, a lot of decision makers need to be a lot more imaginative in what they do there, because the status quo stinks, I can tell you that.
Can I get on a soapbox
Please,
for a moment
go
here?
ahead.
There are millions of possible explanations for homelessness that people will glom onto. I have reported from Toronto City Hall in a prior part of my career, and people will talk about all of them. The academic research on this is reasonably clear that homelessness is primarily a problem of housing scarcity.
Yeah.
That when housing is too expensive, everybody bids for wherever they can in the housing sector, and the poorest people are simply pushed out of housing altogether. And the places where yes, there are drug and mental health issues, but the places where drug addiction is the worst are not the places with the worst homelessness. Places where mental health outcomes are the worst are not the places with the worst rates of homelessness. The places where housing is the most expensive are the places with the worst homelessness.
Yeah.
And that includes Toronto, that includes Hamilton, that includes basically all of Canada's large cities at this point. And so there are any number of reasons for us to get serious and more serious about housing policy. The homelessness problems in Canadian cities are just one of the most visible ones.